Hey everyone, I've got my company F150 Lightning here. One of the features of the F150 Lightning is the vehicle to load, including a 240 volt 30 amp outlet. And that's good enough to charge another car. So I wanted to showcase that we could actually charge another car at a reasonable level, not just trickle charging. So I brought my Grizzl-E Mini, which is capable of 40 amp charging from a 50 amp circuit, but we got to turn it down. And I'm not going to run it to that. I'm probably going to run it at 80% of the 30 amp, but I have to make all those settings. So let's plug it all in and set it up. So the outlets in the back is the 240 volt 30 amp twist lock. So I bought an adapter between the twist lock and the NEMA 1450. The EVSE is expecting a 50 amp circuit, meaning it can deliver 40 amps, and obviously that circuit can't do that. So one of the first things I have to do is to turn down the power on the Grizzl-E Mini. And even before I do that, I have to turn the outlet on. So the way to do that on the Ford is to go into the Pro Power. It's under Features, Pro Power. And right now, only the power inverter in the cabin is on. So if I wanted to run a laptop or something, but the front and the back are off. So I need to turn that on. And it's going to give me a warning that it's only going to supply power until the reserve setting is reached, which I believe I set much lower than what the stated charge is right now. So now that outlet should be active. So the next thing I got to do is plug in my EVSE and then use the web interface to turn the power down. So again, the Grizzl-E Mini has the NEMA 1450 50 amp. So one of the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to plug the adapter into the outlet because it's a twist lock. I'm not sure of the orientation. So I want to do that first, and then I'm going to plug the NEMA 1450 into that. So now I'm going to plug this into here. And now I should have power here, and I do see a blue light. So that's a good sign. But now what I need to do is I need to get into the web interface before I plug this in. If I plug this in to the Kia Niro right now, the Kia Niro is going to pull a full 32 amps, I believe it is. And so that could overload the circuit. So what I need to do is I need to get into the setup of the Grizzl-E. So as a reminder to myself, I put in the IP address, which is 192.168.4.1. So I need to get on my phone Wi-Fi, and I've pulled up the Grizzl-E D144. That's my particular unit. So I'm going to connect to that. And of course, it's going to complain that there's no internet access. And I'm going to get a notification. I'm going to tap that, make sure it doesn't disconnect. There it is, has no internet. And I'm going to say, stay connected. Yes. Okay, so now I want to go to Chrome. And I want to type in the IP address 192.168.4.1, and it's still there from the last time. All right, so there it is. It's pulling it up. I had set the amp limit to 30 last time, and so now actually what I want to do is set it down to 24. All right, so now I'm going to go plug it in and see what happens. So I've got my cord running along here over to the car. Take the dust cap off. So let's take a look. It's hard to see in the sun, but I'm seeing some blinking lights. Okay, I'm getting 5.6 kilowatts. So it's showing me from the 59% state of charge where I am now to get to 80% would take 3 hours. So that's pretty cool, 5.6 kilowatts. So that's enough if you were stranded at the side of the road and you just needed a couple miles to get to the next charging station. This is worthwhile doing. Okay, so it's all working. Again, I'm going from the F150 30 amp outlet. I turned it down to 24 amps deliberately. I didn't want to stress that circuit. And it's running over to the Kia Niro and it's charging it. How cool is that? So again, I think this is pretty useful for somebody that's running like a roadside assistance, like a AAA. They wouldn't even have to carry a separate battery. Now, obviously it depends on how many such rescue runs they would need to make, but fundamentally, you can charge off this at a pretty decent rate. So in my opinion, pretty cool. Let me know what you think below. Do you see any other value in this? Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.